Going live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Southwest NASCAR Series live stream. It's the Daytona 500 from the Daytona International Speedway. We are set and ready to go for 50 laps from the Daytona International Speedway. Getting into NR2003 here, we're going to be running a championship season for this series so that I don't have to deal with points because laziness, apparently. So here we go for the Daytona 500. We hop down to the racetrack. Alongside me once again is Builder.
Hello?
Calling this race. So let's get to the racetrack and see how we do.
Oh, the stream looks really choppy. Uh-oh.
Do I need to restart the game again?
I'm not sure. Let's just go into like a practice and see what's going on.
Let's see. Oh, I need. Well, I'm probably gonna need to back out anyway to turn that car off.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Cause that Southwest or San Jose Sharks car is for the All-Star race,
Oof.
and not the main series.
It looks really choppy. Like it
Yeah.
keeps like buffering. That's not good. Oh yeah, it's super.
I don't know what I need to do to.
It's just your connection to the internet. Can you
No, there's.
like can you take your iPad off the internet or your phone?
Well, I'm using my iPad to watch the stream to make sure everything's fine.
Oh, don't worry about that because I'm watching the stream too. So maybe take that off, and that's all right. I can watch the stream because that's just taking up internet, and that'll make it worse.
Yeah, but I don't like not knowing how the stream is doing, or not being able to read the chat.
That's fine. I can read chat. I just want the stream to be best. That's all I'm worried about.
Deactivate this card. Has that changed anything?
It's just buffering now.
See, I don't like. I can't. I'm gonna quit NR2003. Let's see what YouTube is telling me. Now it says excellent connection.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, and then it's saying error again. I don't know what settings do I need to have it set to for OBS.
I don't know. I've never had that problem. It's probably just your connection to the internet. We know it's lagging.
Yeah, we know. There's not really terribly much I can do about it right now.
Want me to just tell you my OBS settings?
Yes,
That'll
please.
work. Yeah. My OBS is just loading up now. Alright. Settings. So output. So have it on advanced streaming. Encoder times 264. Rate control is CBR, bit rate 12,000. And then keyframe 0, CPU usage ultra fast, profile none to none, and then I don't have anything for the bottom thing.
What's your buffer size?
Buffer size. I don't even see that. Put
Wait.
that to like 0 because you don't want any buffer size.
Let's see if that does. Let's
Stream
try
thing.
this again.
What do you have your stream thing to? Go to stream. Show me your settings, stream. What does that say?
All it says is
Mine's set to.
service and server.
Okay, server. What's your server thing to?
YouTube/YouTube gaming.
No, not your service. Your server, like primary YouTube ingest server.
Yes.
That's what mine is. Okay. I don't know that. And then it's probably just your internet. Go into video, see what your video thing is.
Well, now it looks smooth. So.
Yeah, now it looks smooth. Yeah. Now try. Let's see if it works now.
Sometimes all it takes is me to. How does it look now?
It's still just well.
We're gonna try and get this race underway. It's the
This.
Season 1 Daytona 500 from Daytona International Speedway.
Single race. It's getting quicker, but
So I guess we'll watch some of the practice session while we wait for the stream to figure out what the heck it's doing with its life. 42 of Brandon Delpino coming off pit road. There's the 8 of DNP_10 driving that beautiful steam car.
still pretty laggy.
27 of Garrett Shima and the 20. That Ford Mustang.
Still not great. It's still really.
I'm gonna pull it up on my iPad because I cannot stand not being able to see it for myself.
Yeah, bad FPS. Instead of display capture, have you tried game capture?
I can't because the game has to already be open.
Really, mine's not because I already have iRacing game capture, and I can.
It shouldn't have anything to do with that though.
I think it's just internet connection. Let's just see if it comes up then.
It should be a black screen right That's not good.
Nope.
Did that fix it? So I've put it into game capture. I honestly don't. It may have to do with the fact that I'm sharing my screen with you. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, it might. It's still just a black screen. Now it buffered. That's just black screen. So just go back to display capture.
Yeah, I went back to display capture. That the other one wasn't working. 44 is on track.
The thing is,
27.
before even Discord was lagging really, really bad. Now it's not bad again. There we go. Display capture.
And then literally as soon as I hit NR2003, it went into
Lagging again.
yeah.
Try turning the bit rate down, maybe.
Cause I don't know these. I don't know how to do the settings.
Go into settings, and
Uh,
then bit rate. Yeah, try like 6,000.
It was originally at before I made any changes. It was originally at 64 or 4500.
I think it's just the internet connection, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but the thing is, it runs fine when I don't have NR 2003 open.
Try closing Discord then. Could just be apps that you're running. Don't close Google Chrome. Don't close Google Chrome.
Oops. I honestly don't know.
I have no idea. That's
This
so
is
weird
so
because it was running fine the first time.
so frustrating.
Oh,
Stop.
when you closed Chrome, it was fine. Nothing happened. So maybe try keeping Google Chrome closed.
I want to stop sharing my screen with you. See if that changes anything.
That might do it. Yeah, sharing screen.
Let's try this for the third time. Final practice from Daytona.
the race. It looks smooth. Championship, continue. I think we're good now.
Well, let's wait and see. As cars are rolling off here for practice. Looks
I
good.
think we're good now.
Yeah, so I won't be able to share my screen with you.
Okay, so there's no
Hey,
use
Goofs.
so there's no point in me even trying to go commentate.
Pretty much.
All right, well you have fun. I'll just leave the call.
Well, no, it's still running. It's running fine because if you look at the FPS counter, the only reason that it kind of looked choppy there was because I was moving around cars a lot like that, and swapping cars looked choppy. So let's hop up to the start of this race. Field lining up, and kind of fitting that a lot of these
Drivers, to your cars.
A lot of these guys seem to be running their primary paint schemes. So we'll hop to the last 16 seconds before the command here from the Daytona International Speedway. And we will go through our starting order. On the pole is the number 9 of Chris
Drivers,
Canavan.
start your engines.
Command has been given. To his outside, the 19 of Sean Kyle. Then it's Gren Ninja Talonflame in the 78. Parker Party in the number 12. James Jungman in the 99. Adrian Mobley in the 18. Easton Avery in the 5. That is Muse Better in the number 4. It's Coaster Enthusiast in the number 54. Flashy McClashy in the 77. Cole McElmoyle in the 61. Brian Anders in the 3. As the field comes down this back straightaway. Ad in the 39. TNP 10 in the 8. Reaper of Hope running that number 44 Disney car. The 2 is Matt Manswicki. Ben in that 11 machine. Ben Navarro, or Ben Pierce in the 11. Ben Navarro in the 10. That is Max Weissner, who actually has a paint scheme today because he asked Bill to make it. Not because he made it, though. We come to the green flag here from the Daytona International Speedway. About to get on the loud pedal pace cars in as we watch our leader green flag, and this race is underway. They head off down into turn number 1. The number 9 car leads the field, running that high side as he heads off into turn number 1. The 78 looking to try and get underneath the 9 car as they head down the back straightaway and for turn number 2 and the back stretch that follows. The other thing that is also quite possible is the fact that the lag could be coming from this particular racetrack, because I have in the past had issues with it being laggy. The field makes their way back through for the start-finish line, 2x2 for the most part, but it's Canavan, Talonflame, Jungman, and Avery in that number 5. They run 2x2 and pretty close together. Out the majority of this pack, we'll take a look through this field as here comes the 11 appears, looking to the inside of the 44, a fellow Toyota, and he's going to make a bit of use of the apron to make that move. They're 3 wide. 2 instances of it. And now they might just be getting 3x3 a little bit. We'll see if they're able to safely navigate this 3 wide action here for the Daytona International Speedway. The 44 stuck in the middle, and he's going to likely fall back because of it. As the field heads down the backstretch, car on the outside wall. That was Muse better in that number 4. And now they are 3 wide, 2 rows deep. Further back in this field, that is Carlos Tavares running that number 7 car on the inside lane. As the rest of the field comes by the start-finish line, we have a change of race leader. Out front is the 99 of James Judgman. As they come down the backstretch. 2x2. Majority of this way through the field. First side-by-side is for 4th, but it's quickly going to become 5th as the 61 of Cole McElmoyle makes it underneath that 9 car, and he's going to come into the top 5, which currently is Dungeman, Avery, coaster enthusiast in that 54 Legion car. And now dropping to the bottom is Payson Avery, and he's going to want the race lead, and he's got it. Clears the 99 down the back stretch, but the question is, does he have enough to make that car wide and hold off the 61? The 61 looking, can't quite get to the back bumper, the number 5. As this field continues to run 2x2 throughout the pack. The 5 leading the 61 as they come across the start finish. And Wyatt Soul has moved his way up into the top couple of spots, as has the majority of this inside lane as this run has gone on. Ben was further, Ben Pierce was further through this field, managed to get up towards the front, but Navarro was on the outside lane to start this race, has not had much of success so far in this one, remaining around about P13. We might be getting someplace now, though, finding a way to the inside line as 4 cars, now 5, go single file inside of the top 5. And now the 39 drops to the bottom of the racetrack. He wants second from Cole McElmoyle. And I'm sure that he's going to want first from Payson Avery as well. They head down the back straightaway. 3x3, almost the 44 trying to go 3 wide again. He's been aggressive all race long. As this field comes back by the start finish. 5 of Payson Avery. Down off into turn number 1. With the race lead, followed by the 39 and the 1 of Max Weissner, 2x2 throughout the majority of this field. Lap 8 of 50, and it'll be interesting to see when this field decides to come to pit road for pit service. They have to make at least one stop in this race. I would presume that that's going to come around 36 to 44 would be my guess. As the 5 continues to lead, and so the first side-by-side battle is back here for 5th, and that's Ad duking it out with Navarro for the moment. And then there are one has managed to find his way and bring the 61 with him past your race leader Payson Avery. And now for the first time today, here comes Cole McLemoyle. He takes the race lead. It was the one at the stripe, but it becomes the 61 as they head off into turn number 1, 200 miles an hour that time by the start finish line. 61, your race leader, and the 26 of Matt Nile has come up into this position as well. And they're pretty wide behind them. That is Matt Banswicki, Flashy McFlashy, and Mew is better 3 wide. As they come through the tri-oval, that gets sorted out. And now the 10 better try and get to the inside of the race leader. As they head off into turn number 1, the 10 can't quite get there. 61 blocking the 10. They head down into turn number 3. And the 10 just choosing to fall in line with this 61 car as the 14 and the 26 go side by side. Speaking of that number 8 car, there he is, the number 8 Southwest Airlines Toyota Camry. Hasn't had a good day so far. Started towards the middle of the field, but has fallen to the back of the pack. That's gotta be rough for him. And here comes the 39 with help from the 14 and the 5. New race leader, Ad, by the time they come to the start finish. But we'll see if Payson Avery has something for him. This time by the line. And indeed, Ad will lead this race. Field working lap 13 out of 50. The halfway point will be coming in about 8 laps from this point in time as they continue running double file. And here comes Sharon Kyle to the bottom of the racetrack and they're 3 wide behind. And the 39 of Ad leads the 19, who's going to come up into the outside lane, and back there is the 44, the 14, or the 13 rather, and the 4, who were 3 wide. That gets sorted out in green. And we continue this one, lap 14 of 50. We'll see if this race continues the way it has been going so far. We'll see if we get those last half of this race under green. As the 19 has taken the race lead. But this 54 of Coaster Enthusiasts is right there. And a bit of a breakaway, it would appear. The 7 is that last car inside the top group. But as they hit the apron there, oh! The 2 almost made contact with the 14, and that could have been big. That could have been a huge incident, but luckily crisis was averted. But that has closed the gap and will likely allow this second group to get up into the top group. And they got dangerously close towards the back. Now, Builder, question, where do you want to be for the majority of this race to try and avoid the big wrecks.
Not in the middle of the pack, that's for sure. The middle of the pack doesn't matter what time of race, start, middle, end. You never want to be in the middle. I'd say up front because then you can kind of learn how everyone's racing, how they're getting up there, and you can kind of stay up front if you get up there, learn how to block. I'd like to be up front. The back, people say they like to be in the back to avoid the wrecks. I don't know. I like to be in front, ahead of it all. You know, first one to get in the pit.
Speaking of wrecks, there was almost another one. Cars pinching each other off, and luckily that didn't amount to anything. As Flashy McFlashy in that number 77 Microsoft Dodge, choosing to ride in behind this 19 car, and I guess his strategy is just as you mentioned, Bill, to stay up towards the front and avoid the wrecks that can occur towards the middle of the pack when guys are running 3 wide, just like they are at the back, the 18, the 13, and the 44, about to be, well, if the 13 had stayed in the middle, it would have been the 44, 13, and the 9. And in the meantime, the 77 drops to the inside. He'll take the race lead. But Ben Navarro, Light Yagami's car, sitting right in behind Flashy Gaming's 77, driven by Flashy there in that bright red-orange Dodge. And
Can we just bring up the 25 of Robot Spider here real quick? Started in the back of the pack, no one's seen him all day, and here he is, right up in the mix. And that 9 car is falling back to last.
Oh, and here comes the 10. Sorry to cut you off, but Ben Navarro dropped to the inside, and with help from Tavares, he's going to take the race lead away. And now the question is, how much longer till those green flag pit stops, and are you going to be that first car on pit road? As this field continues running double file, looks like a lot of drivers want to get up towards the front, as this entire inside lane has been working for several laps to get up there. And we've seen so many lead changes throughout this race. And we'll see if we get another one right here with the 14 riding in behind the 10 in that beautiful Haas car. And another great paint scheme is that Monster Energy car sitting right behind the 10. And there's another Monster Energy car in this field. What do you say right on board with the 15? On board with the 15 of Emily Winters. She runs towards the back. Some great shots of what it looks like going driving in a 200-mile-an-hour traffic jam. Go further up. This 61 who's stuck in the middle manages to get out of it. That's an interesting look right there, as they are 3 wide and close quarters here from the Daytona Speedway.
I have noticed throughout the race is that top lane really hasn't come in. It's not as strong as it has been in previous years. And you really want to be stuck to that inside lane if you want to make ground.
As the 99 99 is going to drop to the inside. And he's going to take the lead from Matt Vanswicki. It seems there may have been some shuffling that took place as the 19 has gotten shuffled out of that top spot, and at least 5, maybe more, have passed that number 19 car. So keep an eye on him. And the other thing to note, the Daytona International Speedway, which is one of the plate tracks on the schedule, has been compared oftentimes to the second super speedway that Bill France built in Lincoln, Alabama, which is a 2.66 mile speedway. But the reason it gets compared to this track so often is we see a lot of the same type of racing there, in terms of close quarters, 2, maybe even 3, sometimes 4 lanes of traffic there. But the biggest difference between that track and this track is the fact that Talladega has a lot more room than this track right here. And you're seeing it as these guys are barely able to keep them 3 wide without wrecking.
I'm really looking forward to Talladega. We're going to see 3, maybe 4 wide racing there. It can get insane at Talladega. Most likely going to be a pretty close finish as well. And I'm looking forward to that.
Well, the good news for racing fans in this series is the fact that we have several great tracks coming up on the schedule. We've got Coca-Cola Speedway coming up next. And if you guys saw anything out of the test screen that we did, that race is going to be pretty exciting. Unrestricted racing, 250 miles an hour at a 3-mile speedway for 500 miles. And that's going to be one to watch. And then after that, we get the first road course of the season. And then we've got 3 more road courses after that, making stops at Sonoma Raceway, Watkins Glen, I believe, and also the street course known as Honda Indy in the streets of downtown Toronto. The 4th and final road course, followed by the Talladega Super Speedway and then the championship race. So Talladega and Homestead are the last 2 tracks on the schedule. So those could play big dividends in the points. Because once again, there is no chase format. This is the 2003 season rules from the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, as it was called at the time. But the 2019 Cup cars running here for the Southwest NASCAR Series as hockey aficionado Robot Spider drops to the inside lane.
Talladega can really shake up that points picture because you never know what's going to happen there. They could run the whole race green, or it could just be a red track. You never know. It's going to be the luckiest driver and the most skilled driver to make it out and win that race. And who knows, it could be a guy from the back of the pack. It could be a guy from the front of the pack. We never know. It's going to be exciting to see what happens.
Rewind for second. Brandon Del Pino, Sharon Kyle, and Chris Shanavan. And it looks like the 19's gonna get trapped on the outside lane. No, he's actually able to squeak it in there. And now that begs the question, when are those green flag stops coming? Builder, if you're one of these drivers, when do you come to pit road?
I'd say follow the leader. because you do not want to become off cycle with the leader. You do not want to go in too late. You don't want to go in too early. You want to have a lot of friends so that when you get out of pit road, you immediately have a draft. If you go in alone, you are screwed. I'd say once the first car pulls off, you just follow him into pit road or her, and yeah, you always want to have friends at this racetrack. You don't want to be caught alone.
So you're gonna play the waiting game. Now the bigger question is, if you want to be the one who dictates those green flag stops and wants to take that gamble, wave your hand out the window, be the first to wave your hand out the window down the backstretch, come to pit road, what lap do you do so?
I'd say around lap 35 because that leaves, a quick little 15, 16 lap stint to the end. Everyone has fresh tires. Everyone's excited to get up through there, but you want to be the leader getting into pit road. That middle of the pack is going to be crazy. I'd say you want to come in sooner than later.
Chris Shanahan has just taken the race lead, and one of our fans, one of our drivers actually, just hopped into the chat, Flashy McClashy. He was up at the front, led a lap or two, but has subsequently fallen all the way to the back in just a few laps. And that's how quickly things can change here in this series. And another driver that we'd been talking about another pair of drivers we'd been talking about towards the front, and Builder, McElmoyle back here towards the back, towards the rear of this field. So that's just a reminder of how quickly things can change at the Daytona International Speedway, thanks to the fact that all 30 cars that are in this field are within 2 seconds of each other. And another person we were talking about earlier in this green flag run, that 15 car, that's the Monster Energy car of Emily Winters, and she had been back at the back, but has somehow managed to find her way up to the front. Just can't quite translate that to the lead on this chart, as the 2 of Banswicki finds himself looking in good position. Now, it seems that in the past, drivers have been able to get away with coming down pit road and taking 2 or none tires. What do you think the field is going to do today?
I'd say whatever the crew chief want them to do. I'd say 2 tires is probably safe. Daytona does not go through tires like, say, Texas does. I think you can get away with 2 tires. No tires, I do like the move to up front, but I think you can get shuffled back really easily because those guys with fresh tires can still get up through there quicker than you can. I'd say 2 tires is probably the minimum.
2 tires the minimum? Well, as we have passed the halfway point and get closer and closer to lap 36 to 44, which is the pit window here, or the farthest that the field can run on fuel, as the 12 hits the outside wall. I think that a lot of this field will probably see some differing strategy calls, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a few cars take 4.
It's a risk-taking 4, though, because that'll put you at the back of all these cars. You may lose the draft a little bit. 4 might be safe at, say, Texas, maybe even Bristol, but at Daytona, I just don't see many guys in 4.
Well, the other question is, what happens if you end up coming in and getting off pit road, and then a caution comes out, or the caution comes out before the field hits pit road? Because we saw these drivers wreck their cars and pile them up in turns 3 and 4 last week in the Flash. We'll see if that happens again, as this 88 car, who's had a bit of a up and down day, finds himself in the race lead. And guess who else is coming up here? It's the 54 of Coaster Enthusiast, who's been up and down all day. He had the race lead earlier. We'll see if he can get it back. And as we hit lap 36, let's see. Chat, I want to see who you think is going to win this race. And Builder, I want to hear your pick as well.
Well, things change so quickly at Daytona. I'm gonna say it's not someone at the back, so someone like a Macklemore or Lattimore. I don't think they're winning this race. I'd say the guy who I'm watching right now, that beautiful black and copper 22 car, coming up through the pack. He's been quiet all day, but found a surge straight to the front. I think this is
I am gonna go further back in this field and say that my pick definitely has to go with some of those cars that have been up and down this field all day long, and that's what. And so my pick is gonna be that number 39 car of Adrianti, or of Ad. I think he gets it done with Daytona, as the 14 of Ryan Boyer takes the race lead. I'm thinking that at this point it's really too early to know exactly what the pit strategy is going to be, and exactly where these cars are going to be when they come to pit road, as it looks like we may be seeing some green flag stops as Sam Blaney and a few other cars looked to drop to the apron. Everybody stays on the racetrack now.
We have a couple predictions here in chat. We have Flashy say the 14 car is taking the dub tonight. Parker Racing comes to chat. The 10 car, Ben Navarro, is going to take the win. That's a long shot. He's kind of in the middle of the pack. He avoids a big one if there is one. Maybe, but I don't know. Parker, that's a little bit far.
And possible contact, maybe no. The 24 almost made contact, and now we see some cars making their way to pit road. That's going to be the 13, the 99, the 1, 10, 5, 44, 3, 12, and 27 on pit road now. So the 4, 22, 14, 54, 88, 26, 42, 39, and a lot of these other guys still on the racetrack. And as you said, they all came down to pit lane in one big group.
If there's no caution, all hell is going to break loose. As soon as they exit pit road, they're pedal to the metal. They're not slowing down for anyone. They don't care if they dump someone. They don't care about anything. They're just trying to win this race at this point.
And this time it's going to be the 4, the 22, the 14, the 54, the 26 locking them up. The 24, or the 2, the 15, the 8, 77, and 78. And here come the first group of cars off pit road. That leaves Winter, Ad, Delpino, Spider, Ganaban, Tavares, Macklemore, Kyle, Mobley, and Pierce as the cars that have yet to hit the pits. And I would presume that that group of cars are going to come to pit road this time.
I don't know if I like that move from those guys. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the speed drop-off is like, but staying out later might be a little bit of a riskier move, but we'll just have to see if it works out for one of those drivers.
And the 19 has also yet to come to pit road. Either I mistakenly have think that this 19 is yet to pit, or it's 19 is going to find himself in a world of hurt and come down in last. Currently scored as P2 on the racetrack. And indeed, that 19 was, had not pit, he's going to come to pit road, and let's see what his strategy is, whether it's 4 or 2. As we hit lap 43 out of 50. The 19 makes his way into his box. Looks like it's going to be 2 tires all. As the field runs pretty spread out at this point. Your current race leader was the 42, but he's going to duck to the service of pit lane, and that will relegate the race lead likely to the number 4 once he gets past the 19 as that car comes off of the lane. So there's the 13 as they're 3 wide behind those 2 who will likely become the race leaders. So at this point, it's now a 6-car fight. The 22, the 39, both in this group for the win. As the 14 got, and this group get by that 42 car, everybody back onto lead lap. And I hit the wrong button. And now the 14, 2 by 2 by 2, the top 6. And that's gonna put Ryan Boyer to the race lead. Sam Blaney, he's gonna look to the inside, get second away from the 13. But now a smaller group. We'll see what they're able to do in this pack, which is by no means the main pack. This group has 9 cars, and then just behind them is another group, which is around 9 cars as well, followed by a group of 4. They go 3 wide for the lead of that third pack. We'll hop back up to the lead group, which is the 14 of Boyer, the 22 of Blaney, the 88 of Winterwolf, the Season 2 OG Southwest NASCAR Series. The 39 of Ad in that Home Depot Chevrolet, running the inside lane. 14, the race leader, but here comes Winterwolf on the inside to take second away.
Might I add, someone in chat said point of no return. If caution comes out, this race is over.
That is true. If a caution were to come out, this race would end under a caution flag because, unlike the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, there is no green light checker. And Dark Horses, here comes Ad in that 39 up to P2. The question is, when do you make the move for the race lead?
I say final lap. I want to say turn 2, but then they have a chance at you again in turn 4. I'd say coming out of 4 on the final lap, maybe even with 2 to go. You never know. We have seen, crazier things happen. But I say final lap, you gotta make that last-ditch effort to win this race. It's the Daytona 500, man. Do whatever you gotta do. Hell, Austin Dillon wrecked the 10 car on the backstretch of the 2018 Daytona 500. You just gotta do whatever you can. I'd say final lap to me.
Well, it seems that the field tends to be able to make their moves and complete them as best they can in turn number 3. Drop to the inside, get to the inside of the race leader, and then complete the pass. That is currently a race leader from the Daytona International Speedway, coming to 2 laps to go. But as we all know, 2 laps, that is quite a long time here at the Daytona International Speedway. Heck, 1 lap is too much time. As you mentioned before, Eric Almirola was leading this race going into turn number 3, and then found himself with a face full of safer barrier. And then if you think about it, even further back, the 2016 500, Martin Truex Jr. had the race lead just mere yards from the start-finish line before Denny Hamlin eked him out in what became the closest finish in Daytona 500 history. That 4 of Mew is Better has taken the race lead, and also, might I mention, we're on the final lap, sponsored by One Bank. So let's see if that 39 car is able to get to the race leader. Here's on board with 39. He's gonna have a look, and there he goes to the bottom. A 4 is gonna block. Mew is Better with that move. Might have just won this race as they come off turn number 4 to the start-finish line. Here they come. At the line, Mew is Better wins the race. First career win.
Huge win for Mew. He's been mid-pack to back of the pack all day. Had a great pit stop. His crew put him in that front group. Last-ditch effort. Gets by absolutely everyone in that front pack and is now a Daytona 500 champion.
And so the first group that came in, for what it's worth, it seems that first group of cars, and I'm going to save the replay so we can take a look at this. As the field comes to the safety of the pit lane. Oh! And problems! Ben Pierce runs over the 2, and that is coming to pit road after the checkered flag had waved. What was up with that? We'll see if anything comes of it next week. But my goodness. Clearly some displeasure between the 11 and the 2. And they wad up getting into their boxes after the checkered flag attack from the 78.
Oh, yeah. Save those, save the standings too. Save the standings. Make sure you get a picture of something, or of the final results.
And we'll take a look at the final results. Mew is Better wins the race in that number 4. Adrian D in that number 39 Home Depot Chevrolet comes home second. Winterwolf in the 88 third. Sam Blaney in the 22 fourth. Matt Wynn 5th in the 13 car. Ryan Boyer finishing 6th in the 14. Robot Spider coming home, 7th in the 25. Max Weisner 8th in finishing results in that one. Sharon Kyle finishing 19th. Payson Avery, Sharon Kyle finishing 9th. Payson Avery finishes twice his number, 10th. Garrett Shima finishing 11th. Coaster Enthusiast 12th. Niall Matt Nile 13th, James Judgman 14th, George Uriarty 15th, Ben Navarro 16th, Chris Ganaban 17th, Creeper of Hope 18th, Dean P10 comes home 19th, Cole McLemoyle finishes 20th. Brandon Delpino 21st, Emily Winters 22nd, Brian Anders 23rd, Matt Panswicki 24th, Carlos Tavares 25th, Ben Pierce 26th, Flashy 27th, Adrian Mobley 28th, Parker 29th, and Greninja Talonflame rounds out the field 22 seconds off of your race leader in the final position on the racetrack, 30th. And that has got to be a rough day for him because the 78 started in 3rd, and Mila's better trekked from 8th, rose and fell several times, comes home with a race win today. There's a look at your point standings after the first race. Pretty much, for the most part, how they finished. And so now we'll take a look at the pit stops real quick to see the move that probably gained that number 4 car the race win.
George is a little bit upset with you. It's pronounced Uriarte.
Uriarte?
Uriarte. That's what he says. Uriarte. One. Mew is better. Wins the Daytona 500.
So he actually, let's see what he does, what he did that first lap as the majority of the field came in. So Mew was in this lead group from the get-go. A lot of the cars that finished inside the top 6 were towards the front of this field. The big dark horse was the 39 car way back there. He was in the middle of the pack as they came to pit road. And it was not that time that they came by, but I believe the next time that they made it around, we started seeing some cars come off. And I believe it started with this 13 car leading that first group. And so Muse stays out that first lap. Stays on the racetrack with 3 of these guys who had the race lead. And I believe the move that almost won the 39 the race, and certainly put him in second, was also staying out that first lap, allowing him a little bit of space to work with to catch up to the race leader, and then coming in with them on the second lap of stops, second group that came in. And this group that comes in here, for the most part, is a group that contains a lot of cars that won this race. So thank you once again for tuning in to the Daytona 500. Sorry that we had a little bit of a rocky start to this race, but thanks for sticking with us, and we will see you this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, and 4 p.m. Pacific daylight time for the running of the Coca-Cola 501 from Coca-Cola Speedway. That one's going to be an epic race of grand proportions. You don't want to miss it. We shall see you then. Take care and thanks for watching.